The politics in Maharashtra is taking a communal turn. Since September last year, an umbrella organization called the Sakal Hindu Samaj has been organizing hateful rallies. These rallies, which began from tier 2 cities and later registered their presence in almost all major cities of the state, culminated into small-scale riots in places like Kolhapur. These rallies have distinct features. Repeat hate speech offenders like Suresh Sawanke, Kajal Hindustani and Kalicharan Maharaj are invited at these rallies. A lesser known fact about Kalicharan Maharaj is that in one of his speeches, he says that the meaning or the vyakhya of the word Hindu is hinsa phailane wale in Hindi, which translates to one who spreads violence. The speakers follow an anti-Muslim, anti-Christian rhetoric and speak about theories like Love Jihad. Despite the Supreme Court coming down heavily on the government, there has been no pause to the hate being spread through these rallies. The aggressive pursuit of a hardline Hindutva agenda is deepening the insecurities of India's religious minorities, especially Muslims. At the same time, the growing influence of Hindutva groups has implications for other religious groups as well, including the Hindus. With their repeated and robust assaults on India's secularism, Hindutva radicals are weakening the idea of India and security of all its people. What is striking is the kind of reaction coming from these Hindutva groups, despite the Supreme Court order. When not at rallies, the speakers also conduct live webinars and discussions on the idea of creating a Hindu Rashtra.
हिंदू राष्ट्र की स्थापना हेतु समर्पित हिंदू जनजागृति समिति.
In one of the webinars, the speakers talk about taming citizens group like CJP and others, as they were the complainants in most cases against the hateful speakers. Take a look at this video which we found while tracking the activities of the Hindutva propagandist online. As it is clear from the title, the speakers blame Marxists for complaining against them for delivering hate speeches in various cities of Maharashtra. This happens after groups including Tista Setalvad, Citizens for Justice and Peace and others complained against hate speeches in Thane in May 2023. This video is uploaded by a channel named Hindu Janajagruti Samiti. This organization is affiliated to the infamous Sanatan Sanstha. This Sanstha is accused of indulging in terrorist activities and its leaders accused of sexual harassment after hypnosis of underage girls. In this video, we'll try to understand the psyche of the Hindutva right wing and point out 4 factors which are considered to be the biggest enemies of Hindutva. In the process, we shall also understand whether the Hindu right wing ecosystem is standing against all forces which are necessarily pillars in a functioning democracy. This list is not new. The World Hindu Congress of 2014 has RSS leaders reading out a paper naming 5 enemies of Hindutva. The 5 M's they call it. Before getting into the list, let me note that Hindutva is not Hinduism and vice versa. Hindutva is a political ideology that views India as a Hindu nation and defines Indian culture in terms of Hindu cultural values. In his 1923 treatise, Hindutva ideologue Vinayak Damodar Savarkar said that Hindus are only true Indians as their Pitrubhumi, which is their fatherland, and their Punya Bhumi, which is their holy land, are in India. While Muslims and Christians, however, could not be considered Indian, as their holy lands were not in India but in far-off Arabia and Palestine. Savarkar's ideological successor, Madhav Sadashiv Golwalkar, who was one of the founders of the RSS, said that the foreign races, that is Muslims and Christians, in India, and I quote, must either adopt the Hindu culture and language, must learn to respect and hold in reverence Hindu religion. Thus, what is happening today is not new, but perhaps a 21st century technology-backed extension of the same idea. For years after independence, the Hindu right wing had no say in politics till the Ram Janmabhoomi movement. After the 90s and during the 90s, the BJP formed many governments, but it was only in 2019 that they established majority on their own. Thus, the ones claiming the idea of a Hindu Rashtra are back again, and this time with a lot of might behind them. So let's get straight into the list. Hindutva's perceived enemy number 1, modernity. When I covered a Sakal Hindu Samaj rally in Chipurn, Maharashtra, not only I could hear hateful speeches, but also speeches which discouraged women from wearing Western outfits and adopting a modern approach to life. As per claims on Sanatan Sanstha's website, and I quote, the Western solutions to problems is similar to administering a cough syrup to a TB patient. These people are against primitive practices like cutting a birthday cake or celebrating Valentine's Day or the New Year's. They are against the Western education system. In the 2014 World Hindu Congress, the RSS speakers speak about Macaullism. It entails perverted psychology to scrutinize, interpret and evaluate Hindu culture, history, society and spirituality with the help of concepts evolved by Western scholarship. Hindutva's perceived enemy number 2, the Marxists. Now, this is an umbrella term used by the Hindutva right wing to define people and organizations which fight for rights of all people. This includes civil society groups like CJP and also judicial activists like Kapil Sibal who fight cases against hate speech for free, and other democratic-minded individuals who do not subscribe to the idea of Hindu Rashtra.
हमने ये निर्णय किया है और पहली बार कहीं मैं पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म पर आपके सामने घोषित करता हूं और अपील करता हूं कि देश भर के जो वकील इस जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहते हैं वो हमको संपर्क करें। हम इस प्रकार की संस्थाओं से उनको भी घेरेंगे, क्योंकि वो अगर हमको एंगेज कर रहे हैं, हमारा समय इसमें बर्बाद कर रहे हैं, हमको इसमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा व्यस्त रखने का प्रयास करें, हमारे आयोजकों को विचलित करें, तो क्या जो 100 करोड़ हिंदुओं को 15 मिनट में काट देंगे कहने वाले लोगों के विरुद्ध हमने इन कानूनों का उपयोग नहीं करना चाहिए।
Hindutva's perceived enemy number 3, the Adivasis. The Adivasi regions of Chhattisgarh have a long history of contestation over religion. Claiming Adivasis are Hindus, Hindutva organizations have long sought curbs on the activities of Christian groups, while creating their own grassroots networks in villages. While the Sakal Hindu Samaj rallies take place in Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh is also grasped by rallies against conversions of Adivasis. The RSS refers to Adivasis as Vanavasis or forest dwellers, and by extension, backward Hindus, thus considering their conversions to Christianity a threat to the Hindu unity. It was with the dual aim of stopping the conversions of the Adivasis and revealing them their true identity that the Vanavasi Kalyan Ashram, which is the VKA, was established in 1952. The rising attacks on Adivasis of Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh is an indication of an aggressive push in pursuing the anti-Adivasi agenda. Now, the perceived enemy number 4, the minorities. In 1947, India attained independence, and unlike Pakistan, which chose to call itself an Islamic republic, India refused the idea of a Hindu Rashtra and adopted a secular approach to nation building. It theorized itself as a nation providing equal opportunity for all. Leaders like Nehru and Patel did not agree with the idea of a Hindu-only state. Maulana Azad stood at the Jama Masjid, urging Muslims to stop leaving the country, even as riots continued in parts of Delhi. This softer approach towards minorities is considered a problem by the right-wing ecosystem, since Savarkar, who proposed that Muslims and Christians can never be nationalists as their place of worship is far away from India. Today, in the Sakal Hindu Samaj rallies in Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh, the same anti-minority rhetoric is promoted. A homicide case in Delhi of a man killing his live-in partner was used as a case study to promote a theory that Muslim men are unsafe for Hindu women, which in turn promotes the vicious theory of Love Jihad. Hatred for Muslims and Christians is the central theme of these rallies. Maharashtra is a state which is considered to be Purogami, meaning forward-looking. After Eknath Shinde's dramatic takeover of the reins of Maharashtra using BJP's might, there is a wave of unsatisfaction among the general public against the Shinde-BJP duo. So are these hate rallies a last resort to try to win a losing election in Maharashtra? Does the right-wing political parties feel the need to communalize Maharashtra by hook or by crook to win the state elections? As we speak, the Sakal Hindu Samaj readies itself for its next rally. So that's it from me in this video. There could be other perceived enemies of the Hindutva right-wing. You can let us know in comments below if you point out any. My name is Zishan Kaskar and you were watching The Wire.